Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Star Wars, issue number 2. I told you I was coming back to this one, and I'm glad I did, right? Was this the best comic book in the world? Nah. Was it paint by numbers? Kind of. But I'm going to explain why that's not a bad thing. First, we're going to talk about who made this comic book. Let's get into that. Alex Segura is the writer, one of those two versions of that name. Phil Noto on art. This guy's pretty much a mainstay in the Star Wars comic books at this point. I also did the cover. And VC's Clayton Cowles does the letters. Let's talk about the art really quick. Also, a couple of variant covers out there, too. I love this very first page where they're showing Luke's face. It's quite literally just his frickin' face, right? And I don't know, you get to see the hair messy, very clearly Luke. You don't have to have an arrow pointing to his face within, the word Luke Skywalker next to it, or anything like that. It's so obviously Luke. But the details are not so much in the pen or pencil strokes, right? They're in the colors, which Phil Noto also does. The guy is his own complete artist, and I really appreciate that about the guy. It's funny seeing his art over the past 5 years or so really changing, elevating, growing. And I'm here with him watching this, art evolve into something more of what we know today. Going back and seeing his Daredevil work several years ago with who was that? Charles Soule. Very different in that, right? And I'm so impressed watching this person becoming the new artist that he is today. Anyway, so Luke is hanging out with this Rin chick, and apparently this is his new side chick. Okay, my bad. This is his new sidekick. And she's a chick. Oh, that's a fun one. Anyway, so she's not quite a toady, but she's something like that, right? She's his Kato, and I dig that. The little reinforcement that Leia gives. Oh, he's lucky to have her, by his side. So that's awesome. I like that she's not showing up to just be this new super amazing character who kind of pops up out of nowhere and she's ruling over all things, because I'm not interested in seeing that really. She's like, Luke is better than her in essentially every way imaginable. She could be better than him in some other things. I don't care, but I want him to actually be the lead in things. I don't want her showing up. It's like, let me show you how to really do all this stuff. It's like, man, I had a Yoda, I had an Obi-Wan. Who the hell are you, lady? Ray 1.-1. I don't know. Anyway, it's not where the negative would go anyway. So I'm enjoying this character because there's not too much of her. I think it's pretty evident by the way the Segura is writing this that it's supposed to be about the original three main actors in this, right? Han, Luke, Leia. Of course, I want to see other characters, but yeah, I like that he found something. He's got a quest given to him by this person who he accidentally let blow up. It wasn't his fault, man. He blew himself up, but he told Luke a whole bunch of things. He speed whispered them to him. There's some kind of what's it called? One of those Jedi artifacts, a holocron. It's basically a holocron, but it's a mask. You put it over yourself, and then it reveals all secrets, including your own secrets. You can't even lie to yourself with something like this. Oh, that is a MacGuffin I'm very interested in seeing, right? Mon Mothma and Leia are trying to do their thing. They're trying to figure out, why these people are attacking them. But this is mostly a Luke story. He goes to another planet. He goes into a cantina, and all sorts of hijinks happen from there. Not to make it sound like Scooby-Doo, but the next issue we're going to get some Han action, and then we're probably going to get a little bit of Leia after that. I'm enjoying this. I am. Is this paint by numbers? I already said, yes, I acknowledge it. It's very much paint by numbers, right? But it's not a motorcycle outside my home. It's something entirely different. I'm sure you guys heard that, right? Anyway, fix your muffler. But the idea is you have these three main characters doing things that they would typically do. Things happen to them that would typically happen to them, right? Now, I don't want to see an exact copy of these things, right? But let's be realistic. When you're having, when you have a origin story, we really do want to see some version of the hero's journey. You know, this is the mistake that so many girl power stories, books, movies, whatever, have had the problem with. Oh, she's awesome because she's awesome, right? We all know the Luke Skywalker, or excuse me, the Rey Skywalkers. You know, we all know the Captain Marvels. We know these characters where there's no real reason for them to be powerful. They just are. You know, surprise, I am everything I've ever needed to be. I just had to discover myself. No, no, you're garbage, just like every other character, until the wise man shows up, the old man who shows up, and it could be a female. I don't care. You know, it's just this is what's described by Campbell. The old man shows up, gives you some kind of a mission. You reject the mission, and then you're forced to go onto the mission. And then you have to leave your nameless village to go off and do, you know, your generic village to go off and do whatever. If everything is just, you know, generic old person meets generic young person and, you know, generic quest happens and da 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 da, then yes, that's a boring paint by numbers and nobody cares, right? It's the details is where the story's actually going to come out. You have some version of this hero's journey. And then what happens from there is up to you. How the story actually unfolds is up to the writer, and therefore how the reader is going to interpret. Yes, this is just another version of a hero story. Hey, there's some kind of an artifact out there. Go out and do that, and it'll help you with your Jedi stuff. Honestly, I don't even need to see the other three characters that much. I would love for this to just be a Luke Skywalker story, where slowly and over time he's coming to reform the Jedi Order, right? Just don't do it like the trilogy that, you know, the race Skywalker crap that happened afterwards. We ignored that ever happened. But I would really like to see the way that Luke is able to, just like in the novels, right? The EU. I love the idea of seeing how Luke is going to bring in more recruits, right? Are we going to get a Corran Horn? All of this stuff. I look forward to seeing stuff like that. I enjoy seeing his other adventures and all these different things that are going to be, you know, trifles to him, but are going to lead to some more character development. And it doesn't even have to be a lot of character development. Develop the environment. Let me see what happens after the original trilogy, which is, I think, what most of us really want to see, or at least the people my age. I don't know. And maybe some other people are like, whatever did happen to Rey and her golden lightsaber? I don't know. Maybe she took a shower with it. It's not my business, right? But the idea is, as it stands, while this is not going to woo anybody, no Ric Flair, flourishes here, but there are chops, and they are pretty good. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it for me. Like the video, watch an ad. Professor Bell, Comic Book University, class dismissed.